Oh man, the QBZ. Now, after doing the Krieg, you know, getting onto a gun like this, oh man, it was like a breath of fresh air. Like, seriously. I've put so many different clips in the background of this video because I just got so many nice feeds with this gun. Do you know what I mean? So I was enjoying this weapon so much. This is definitely up there with my favourite guns. This one's going to definitely make the list. Something about this gun, man, it feels so good to use. And look, I sort of want to go back to it. Obviously now I'm on the SMGs. The SMGs is a whole different game. Doing the SMGs now, I've not played anything else but Nuketown, because using the SMGs, for me, Nuketown's more enjoyable. I'm having a good time on Nuketown using the SMGs because I can run about and I can, you know what I mean, play how I want to play. If I was using like assault rifles, you have to like sort of hold back a bit more. But with the SMGs, it's a completely different game on Nuketown, and I'm really enjoying it, man, to be honest with you. But back to the QBZ. Like with this one, I sort of got spotted a little bit because when I was like doing another weapon, maybe it was a sniper rifle, I can't remember. But like when I was doing another weapon, I ran out of bullets, so I picked up somebody's QBZ and I got a few kills of it, and I was like, oh my life, this one, I'm going to enjoy doing this gun. Even when you use this and pick it up with no attachment, man, and use it as a base weapon, fair enough, I think I started off with a blueprint, but even as a base gun, this thing's brilliant. And there's just something about the iron sight on this gun, it's just, some people might think it's not really clear, because it's like there's a circle around the line, but for me, man, I just use this all the way through doing these challenges. The iron sight on this, for me, I just absolutely love it. And as always, man, I will throw the class up shortly, and I'll show you like the attachments that I was using on this gun. But for me, I don't know if you guys have noticed as well, man, I don't really see this gun being used, especially in my lobbies now. Look, I don't really see it being used a lot, man. I just see meta weapons all the time. SMGs on nukes, and that's all you will see. But even in combine arms, I don't really see this gun. I see a lot of AKs, because the AKs, it's, you know, when I went back to the AK, like, it's definitely one of the best guns in the game. It really is. But this QBZ, it's up there, man, 100%. This will definitely, like I said, this will be my top 5 guns, and I will definitely go back to using this because it's just so good. It shreds. The iron sights are just really, really clear. You might prefer the scout, man, but the iron sights for me, I'm spot on. Right, so the QBZ, you can see what QBZ is in my favourite list, man. This thing, I will be using this 100%. So the attachments I was using on this one: agency suppressor, which is the last unlock in the muzzle, the barrel, the last barrel, bullet velocity, extra damage range. The body's a target team spotlight. As always, underbarrel, field agent grip, and the magazine's the last mag, 50 round fast mags. I mean, most of these classes are the same, man, because the attachments are all the same for every weapon. It's not like Modern Warfare. So, but some attachments can do different things on different guns, but the majority of the time, look, I will be using the same sort of attachments on all the guns, apart from SMGs. And there is another thing, this QBZ, like, obviously I've been using it in multiplayer quite a lot. I've not really tried it in zombies. I think I tried it like for a couple of days. I've stopped playing zombies at the moment because it's the same map, man, it gets a little bit much. Until I complete these camos in multiplayer, then I'll jump onto zombies, man, and I'll just finish like the camos for those, because I do like doing the camo grind on zombies as well, but at the moment it's just a little bit dry, man. The same thing, it gets a bit repetitive. But I did use this in Warzone. Now I sort of want to talk about Warzone a little bit. At the moment, with the way that Warzone is, it's quite hard to use different weapons in the game, man, because it's just absolutely dominated by the DMR, the MAC-10, the Dematis. The Dematis are insane. Like, you know, people are focusing on the DMR all the time, because I understand why as well, because that thing is just ridiculous. It really is. I've said this before, man, I've never ever seen such a bad overpowered weapon in any game that I've played, really. It's just ridiculous, and it just keeps dragging on, and like nothing is being done about that. But like even at close range, man, the Dematis are insane. Like, it's got to a point now where, if you used to look at my older videos before I started doing like the camos on Cold War, because I've always liked doing the camo grind, so I wanted to start putting videos out on that only sort of thing. But I used to play quite a lot of Warzone with my pals, and it was like I just used to put wins up, like, and trying to use different guns and not the same old thing over and over again. Like, I think like one of the last Warzone uploads that I put up there was like, I think I was using like a Scar, if I remember right. And there's so many different guns before Cold War coming into Warzone that you could use. Fair enough, it was quite dominated by the Kilo, but you could still outgun a Kilo. It's not like the way it is now. It's like they've put all these Cold War weapons into Warzone, and it's like they've just thrown them in there and not done any weapon tuning at all. And the fact that they said that they nerfed these weapons and they're exactly the same, there's no different really. They're still so strong. It's just, this is when you drop into Warzone, and when everybody gets their loadouts, it's all you can hear all over the map. You can just hear like the DMRs, man, shooting all over the place. There's a DMR to your right, there's one behind you, there's one to the left. It is mental. And the fact that it's not being nerfed yet and fixed, it blows my mind, to be honest with you. Well, like I said, I did use the QBZ in Warzone, and that thing is a laser. So if you do play Warzone, I recommend trying the QBZ in Warzone, man, because that thing just shredded the players that I was killing. And it shocked me, man, because like I said, because like the DMR and the Damatis and the Mac-10s are dominating the game at the moment, nobody's trying different guns. Nobody's trying these Cold War weapons and trying different classes to see if that they are actually any good in Warzone. And I can 100% say that the QBZ in Warzone is ridiculous. It just lasers people, and the damage is great on it. I'm slowly trying to start playing a lot more Warzone again, but it's just so disheartening when you're playing that game now. I've got no motivations to want to play it. I much prefer playing Cold War. Like, I like doing the challenges. Even when like I've done all the camos on this game, I'm still going to play it because I like to experiment with things, different classes and different ways to play. And me myself, I just like the cool gameplay of Cold War. I know a lot of people hate this game, but this feels like a Call of Duty game to me. But let's be honest, some stuff does need fixing, man. It's the same thing every year. There's always something that's going to be broken. But that sort of stuff shouldn't be happening. It's like this year, like rumours is, man, the new Battlefield's going to be dropping. And you know, DICE know that they've got to come out swinging. You know, I've said this to my pals. DICE know that they have got to come out with a Battlefield game this year that's got to be modern. And if you ever played Battlefield, you know that there's no skill-based matchmaking, so it's an open playing field, man. You're either paired into a lobby with half a team who's unbelievably good or half a team's unbelievably bad. That's just the way that it works, man. It's a nice, casual experience. So they know that they've got to come out this year and bring something, you know what I mean, that's like pure fire. They've got to do that. And if they do that and Call of Duty brings another game out this year, what's unfinished and unpolished, they're going to have problems. 100%. It's like the Battlefield players went to Warzone because they didn't want to play Battlefield 5. Do you know what I mean? So Battlefield know that they've got to come out this year and they've got to bring the heat, man. It's that simple. So this year it's going to be quite interesting what COD I'm going to do. Do you know what I mean? So for me personally, I just wish that they would just remove the matchmaking completely and let's go back to the way that it was before when it's a nice open playing field. So we'll see, man. It's going to be interesting this year. But I've rambled on a little bit, to be fair. Look, I did want to talk about the Warzone thing, to be fair, and the new game coming out this year. But as always, man, thank you for the support. I appreciate everybody who comments, likes, and just takes the time out to watch my videos. It really does mean a lot. If you're on Twitter as well, man, follow me on Twitter. My Twitter was FPS. So yeah, man, nice one.